Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about altcoins, Litecoin specifically. We'll start with Bitcoin, talk about what's going on right now, and we'll talk about Litecoin. We'll give some updates on the bull flag that it is trying to get out of right now. We'll talk about Litecoin dominance, the Litecoin Bitcoin pair, and some other good stuff. So let's go. I know we got a lot of viewers on the channel for Litecoin, so it's about time we get a big update here because we've seen some big price action here. So let's talk about it. All right, very first thing, we'll just start with Bitcoin because obviously Bitcoin is going to lead everything. And if Bitcoin is not doing well, it's hard for altcoins to do well, especially with the current monetary policy we have. Now, Fed, Jerome Powell talked today. I haven't watched it yet, but it sounds like he was a little bit worried about unemployment and some of the economy. So we may see some rate cuts coming soon. Let me check that real quick and see what we got going on. Okay, so for July, we now have, we're at 4.25 to 4.5% and 75% staying there, but this is higher than it was before. And then if we go to September, basically almost guaranteed to have a rate cut by September. Now, rate cut is not the same thing as, money printing, and you really want a lot of money printing to get extreme valuations on risky assets like crypto. But rate cuts do help, and that is very bullish, right? So if you have a lower interest rate, people are, more likely to borrow and even purchase risk assets with borrowed money, etc. So Bitcoin currently had some big blast off from the bottom here. So you can see we're kind of forming this bull flag now on Bitcoin, and it looks pretty textbook here. We do have some resistance here that we were fighting with right here, and then so we went down, we now broke above it, and we need to hold above this. We do have the top of this bull flag, and then we have the even bigger resistance that goes back a very long time, all the way back to 2017. That will be a very large resistance up at about 110,000. So this was, again, just basically a liquidity grab. If we go to the liquidity heat map and we go look at Bitcoin, you can see we're going to go to the 1 month and we'll see it better. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, here we go. So you can see we had a bunch of liquidity down here. We came down here, boom, right here, took all that liquidity and then continued to just grab all the liquidity we could all the way down, retested that $100,000 mark. And again, I was talking about it. I've made many videos about it, so we won't cover it too much. Now the liquidity is up top. So we could be going up to hunt that right now. In the short term, if we go look at like the 12-hour, you can see we came up, we pulled back, grabbed more liquidity, and there is liquidity all the way up to about 109,000. So we could, if I zoom in yet again, go right back up to, let me go to like the 4-hour here. We could go up to a 109,000, and that is what we're looking at right here. And this is the top of this bull flag as well. So there's a lot of confluence that we could be heading up here. However, if you follow the moon cycles, which sometimes play out, don't always. We just had a bear moon. However, this last bull moon did not play out. Usually when the moon is right at resistance, a bull moon usually pushes the price up. It's weird, I know, but if you look at it, it is pretty. I mean, look at just this last example. Bull moon, we went up 11%. Bear moon, we went down 9%. Okay, and it's pretty spot on for a lot of them. You can see bull moon up, bear moon down, bull moon up. So it's pretty accurate. It's like a 75% hit rate. But if you're at the top of resistance and you get a bull moon, it kind of just was negated, and the market's just being manipulated by big whales. So that's the unfortunate part. If you go on the trading indicators, you can see all the time, the manipulation going on. Let's see if we've had any whale manipulation on the 5-minute mark. We haven't had any in a while. How about like the 1 hour? We haven't had it since back here. So it looks like the whales are now allowing the price to move up. You can see the whale manipulation to dip the price multiple times. So that's Bitcoin. The only thing that worries me is we're getting towards resistance, and we are into a bear moon, which a lot of the time plays out, but doesn't have to. Now, the reason I'm talking about that is because obviously Litecoin and altcoins will be following this as well. If we go look at Bitcoin dominance, today it's kind of interesting that it's pumping again. We kind of came out of this channel, retested it, and now we're back up again because Bitcoin's actually going up, but altcoins, some of them are going down. I mean, look at how red some of these are. It's kind of because Bitcoin is chopping up and down. So when Bitcoin goes down, alts go down more. And then when Bitcoin goes up, alts are not coming up as much as they usually do. So Obviously, Litecoin is in there as well. So that's what we got going on. Litecoin now. If we go look at the daily, we've had this bull flag that's been printed here for a while now. I talked about this cup and handle, and we had, you know, some big volume here, but still the volume is down overall. If you'll see, the volume's down. And on the daily, if we go look at the market cipher B, which I have an affiliate link below if you want to try it out, it shows you well manipulation, and you can see like money flow right now. So we're actually, money is flowing out of Litecoin right now, which is unfortunate. That doesn't always mean that it's going to flow out for a long time. As you can see right here, it just flowed out for, you know, whatever this is, end of January to, you know, it's like 2 weeks, right? So, and you can see that only dipped and then it went back up. So it's not always like when the money's coming out, it's going to be coming out for a long time. And for this bull flag, it depends on how you draw it. So if you draw it with like the daily candle closes, and you do something like that first daily to this daily here, we're actually kind of like outside of it right now and holding it as support, right? But if you go on the 1 hour, let me clean up the chart a little bit here. We'll go back to the clean one here. If you go to like the 1 hour here, and now you draw it up into some of these other candle closes, and you try to hit as many candle closes as you can here, you know what? It's all subjective, right? When you're drawing these charts, right? It actually looks like we're trying to get rejected at it. And it's also the 0.5 fib. So if I go to the 4 hour chart here, the 0.5 fib is from this, basically this last low to this next high here. And then now we're pulling back. We're at the 50% level. So anything below 50% means we're kind of weak. Anything above means we're strong. Another thing is we have this bull market support band, which is these moving averages right here, and it's above of us. So that means, you know, we're technically in a downtrend, right? Because we're quite high over here. I also had to close some of my leverage trades because I've been kind of worried lately with all the breaches. Someone's trying to reset my phone. So I moved a lot of my crypto over to cold storage. So I'm not trading as much against it. I'm actually waiting for a little bit more of a pullback before I reopen leverage trades. And I'm just going to trade with much smaller amounts on leverage. Again, if you want to try it out, I have a affiliate link below to Bitunix. It's an amazing exchange. It's sketching me out because I'm getting these reset codes to my phone, like from Verizon. I use Verizon. And so I was like, if someone gets access to my phone, they can just take all my crypto. So I moved almost everything to cold storage just to be safe. And I reset all my passwords. I suggest you guys reset your passwords as well. A little bit of a tangent there. But so I don't have any massive leverage trades open. I did close this one basically at break even. And if it dips again, I'll be opening a trade. If it goes up, I have a lot of spot Litecoin, so I'm not going to be FOMOing at higher prices. But I have a feeling, just because, again, we're at resistance on Bitcoin up here, and we had the bear market trigger, the bear moon trigger, that we might see one final pullback before we're launching into all-time highs. And usually summers are not good times for crypto in general. But anyways, I got a little off topic there. The bull flag here. So it depends on how you draw it. If you draw it up here, we're actually getting rejected right now, and it's at the 0.5. So there's like double rejection at this point. But if we look at like the 4 hour, another kind of interesting thing is every time Litecoin comes down to about this price right here lately, there's been a lot of resistance at this area. So if I put a little white line there, you can see a lot of times when the price came here, it bounced up, came here, bounced up, came here, bounced up, bounced, and then finally broke below. And then now we're back above that support. So that's good for Litecoin. That is very good. We're up above that. Also, if we go look, I talked about Bitcoin dominance, but look at Litecoin dominance. So if I scroll down here, Litecoin dominance. This one's kind of interesting because if you really zoom out to like the weekly, you can see that it's kind of been like trying to roll over. So it's been accelerating down, and then we had this big pump. This was that nice little pump on Litecoin, and then it's come back down, but it is still kind of trying to bottom out, it looks like. So this could eventually turn over and come back up. Again, we have this bull market support band that we need to get it back above. And I think once altcoins start to run again, I think Litecoin is going to do very well. It's kind of weird that Bitcoin Cash has been doing so well against Bitcoin since basically the beginning of this year. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I just noticed that. You can see a lot of the altcoin Bitcoin pairs are not doing well today. and that's because Bitcoin dominance is going up. Another interesting thing is the total market cap has bounced off the bull market support bands, these very important moving averages, and we're bouncing back up. So that is good news for the total market cap. I think Bitcoin's going to go up. It's going to lead everything as it always does. And hopefully Litecoin and all the altcoins will follow. But Litecoin, Bitcoin, you can see if we go to the daily chart, it has made a couple more new lows, which is unfortunate. This was kind of our low before, and we've now breached it. So we've kind of broken a couple pieces of support here. I think once the ETF happens, which it seems like the most likely ETF really is Litecoin, that one and Solana. Solana already has an ETF, so I don't know why people are saying like Solana ETFs need to be approved, but I'm pretty sure SolZ is a current ETF, Solana ETF on the NASDAQ. So this one has been in since March of this year. I don't know, people are saying, oh, 95% chance for Solana ETF approval, but I'm pretty sure it's already approved. At least this one is. I know there's a bunch of other ones that are also been submitted. So that is interesting. While I'm over here talking about stocks, Coinbase is freaking ripping. I just closed my leverage trade. I opened a leverage trade at like $180. And I just closed it at about $350 for a couple $1,000 profit. So that's good. I have a couple of leverage trades open. MicroStrategy just put in a daily. Oh, it's confirmed. Now the Camel Finance indicator has confirmed it. And we actually have a daily buy signal yesterday. So if you're looking to get into a short-term MicroStrategy trade, now might be the time. And I have a bunch of miners that I have open on a trade. CLSK is doing very well. They announced some stuff, and it's actually in the daily cycle low window, and we have a daily buy on Market Cipher B. So feel free to check that out. I have a bunch of other stuff. These are all my spot holdings. I always, basically show all my stuff. SMLR, I got in down here, which was really nice. GME, I got in right here, which was really nice. And then now it's way down here, so it's probably a good time to enter if you don't have any. I have a bunch of MSTY printing me dividends as well in my Roth IRA non-taxable account. Anyways, I just want to hit stocks real quick and just talk about that. So ETF approval, if we get that, I think that's going to buy up a lot of the supply. Again, 84 million supply on Litecoin. It's very similar to Bitcoin in that aspect where, there's a very low supply that's available for people to purchase. And there's a lot of longtime holders of Litecoin. I think it's like 70% of the Litecoin holders have had it for more than a year, I believe. Double check me on that stat, but I've seen people post stuff like that. So I don't think this one, and especially if you zoom out, guys, if you zoom out and just look at what we got going on here. I mean, look at this, right? So if you just look at, this is perpetual. So if I even look at something like this, you can see we've basically we're like the bottom of this channel, right? So here's the previous two bull markets. You can see there's not a lot of risk to the downside. So what's the worst that's going to happen to Litecoin is we maybe go down from today to this support 20%. If I move this over a little bit, maybe a little bit more, but it's not a lot, right? So we can maybe lose 20% on Litecoin. But look at the upside now. If you go from here up, I mean, it's a lot bigger upside, right? I mean, look at the upside just to this channel, not to mention if we make new all-time highs, you got 388% to the top. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, I think Litecoin has a huge potential to go up to about $990 or so, which is an easy 10x from here. It's basically like an 11x. So I think this is a great play, and I think there's fairly low risk in this coin. And you can't say that for a lot of other coins, right? So even if I'm looking at like something like Solana, right? I mean, if I'm drawing like the same kind of channel with Solana where I'm doing something like, I guess I don't have enough. I want to pick something that has a little bit higher of a window. I mean, even something like this, it's again, hard to draw, it seems like Litecoin is very predictable, but even if I'm drawing something like this, right? What's ETH got in it? Maybe, 80% to the top of like this kind of channel, and maybe we just got a little bit overhyped with NFTs and stuff on ETH. So I don't know, it seems like a no-brainer for a 6 to 8 month trade. I think that in the next 6 to 8 months we're going to be getting into all-time high territory for Litecoin. So this is probably the most bullish coin that I'm holding and talking about right now. You look at XRP and it's just a totally different ballgame. I always harp on XRP, but that's because if I'm drawing, you know, stuff like this, I mean, look where we're at in the window, right? So, you know, what are we going to see? Where are we going to see? Are we going to see, you know, 40% upside? But look at the downside, guys. You got 80% downside back to 50 cents. So, I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. If we go to ADA, you know, again, this is on Coinbase, so it doesn't have a lot of history, but this one is also kind of lower on the range. But stuff like XRP has already kind of shown its day. I bought a bunch of XRP at 50 cents. I sold a bunch at $3, and I rolled it into Bitcoin. So that's kind of my play. I have a bunch of Bitcoin and Litecoin on my cold storage. I won't show you that because there might be personal information on there. But yeah, so I have a bunch of Litecoin, a bunch of Bitcoin on my cold storage now that will sit there for a while. I might hold Litecoin for a while. I might just have a leverage trade open, take some profits, try to make some good money, and call that a day. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to hit everything about Litecoin. Again, I'm super bullish, and I think it's a no-brainer to have some really big moves. So that's what we've got going on. And are we trying to get out of here now? Are we trying to get out of this? We're trying. We're really trying to get out of here. It's tried multiple times. The only thing that, you know, is we kind of have the price is kind of just really being blocked by this 0.5 fib level. And now the RSI is starting to pull back a little bit. So I don't know. If we get another little pumpy from Bitcoin, we get out of this window here, I think Litecoin will break out. But if Bitcoin gets rejected, it comes back down, I think we might have one final opportunity to purchase at a little bit lower. And I think $80 is a great purchase price for Litecoin. I don't see this really going much below that, honestly, especially because we haven't even really pulled out of this bull flag. And if even the bottom of this worst case scenario is like $72. So that's it for the video. I wanted to give an update on Litecoin for all my Litecoin bros following me. And that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, have a great day. And press that like button. Press that subscribe button if you want to try any affiliate links. Bitunix is a great exchange if you want to buy spot. Or if you even want to try some leverage trading. Just be careful if you guys are leverage trading. It's very risky. And if you want to try the Market Cipher B indicator, I have some affiliate links below. You can get some very nice little trades, you know, with these red dots and green dots, and looking at all that. And it's really nice. Just the whale manipulation part as by itself is very useful, just to see when people are manipulating the price. So you know, like, hey, maybe I need to stay away from trading for a little bit while the whales are manipulating this. I mean, this is on the 4 hour, and you can see these big dumps and, you know, the effect it had on the price. So that's it. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys.